People keep asking my opinion about Target as a Black vendor who used to sell at Target. Don't go there. They dropped us. They dropped us along with a bunch of other Black vendors without a lot of notice. We have 20,000 units in our warehouse now that we're trying to sell on our website, www.likeyoucards.com. There are tons of other creators of color who had contracts that were dropped. So yeah, support people, small businesses via their websites, not Target.
What's going on, guys? Hey, I wanted to come back to it. I wanted to bring you a story, kind of an update about the Target boycott, the Target strike, the Black strike, the 40 days fast or whatever it is, that one pastor in Georgia, Jamal, whatever his name is, man, Jamal Bryant or whatever, out of Georgia. And he's calling for 40 days of Black people not shopping there. And how much money that is. And again, what he doesn't realize is just how much it really is to Target. Anyways, guys, again, they're mad because they want to discriminate. They want policies that discriminate against white folks. And if they don't get it, they get mad. They get nasty. They throw a fit. And again, the Black pastors, they're no better. And again, man, I'm not saying all, but a lot of them, they're no better. No better. They're out there again saying we ought to hate. We ought to go after this company, that company, this company. If they don't allow discrimination towards white folks, legal discrimination towards white folks, we're not going to shop there.
Let's put up the picture full mass. This is one of those moments where there's an opportunity, even when someone, or in this case, some company, tries to take opportunity away. Earlier this week, TikTok user Kiara Imani took to the platform to urge her followers to not shop at Target after the retail giant dropped its contract with Like You Cards, a conversation starter card game for parents, kids, and friends. She said Like You Cards was among several Black vendors that Target pulled from its shelves. So reports of Target dropping several Black vendors comes after the retailer said on the 24th of January that it would end DEI initiatives this year, including a program to support Black-owned businesses that it adopted following the 2020 murder of George Floyd by a police officer in Minneapolis. Target joined Walmart, Amazon.com, and several other prominent companies to scale back such initiatives, which have been attacked by many conservatives, including the current president, Donald Trump. So while some Black entrepreneurs, like Tabitha Brown, have urged customers to keep shopping from small and minority business vendors at Target, many others are directing shoppers to boycott Target over its attack on DEI. There are several ongoing Target boycotts, including a 40-day fast started by my dear friend and guest of this program a few days ago, Dr. Jamal Bryant. Last week, we spoke to Pastor Bryant about the boycott. Here it is.
Target is first and not only. They are first and not last. This generation, regrettably, doesn't have any wins. They only have settlements. So I didn't want to go after all of them. I wanted one at a time. Because Target is publicly traded, some demographic information is made available to us. Rashad, I am appalled that Black people spend $12 million a day at Target.
Wow.
12 million a day. I don't know any Black consumer space that is amassing that much capital a day.
$12 million might sound like a lot. And it is to me. It is. But it really isn't. I mean, when you discover that that's about 4% of what Target does in a day, you realize that's not going to have an impact. It's not going to have an impact. And, again, they know what they're doing as far as pulling out. They realized, even if we lose every black dollar for 4%, we're going to save more money by doing so. And again, we're not going to lose every black dollar. We might lose a little bit of white dollars. Those white idiots that are, convinced that they're horrible people because they're white, and they have to denounce their whiteness, and they're fragile, and they're angry, and they're this and they're that, and they hate black people and whatever. Yeah, those white folks. Yeah, even if they keep their money out, and 75% of black folks do. And again, I was at Target 2 days ago. I saw plenty of black folks going in and out. I was in the parking lot waiting to get somebody. I saw plenty of black folks going in and out. And again, man, I'm in the South. I don't think it's having the impact they think it does. Like I said, man, even if every black dollar went out, they would still probably save all kinds of money because again, they're not doing these DEI programs. And again, it's not doing the right thing by doing that, by doing these programs, because again, they are nothing but legal discrimination. They're trying to make up for the past by punishing those in the present. And that's not going to work.
Secondly, for those of you who don't know, Target is headquartered in Minneapolis, place where George Floyd was publicly lynched and killed. And they, by themselves, made a commitment to invest $2 billion into Black business. It is supposed to be met by December of 2025, when President Trump and co-President Musk went on an attack against DEI, and they withdrew that commitment when the commitment was not built under DEI or affirmative action. So to dishonor the family of George Floyd in the community is unconscionable.
I'm not talking about all black people here, but why do you people, meaning race baiters, why do you gotta be so damn emotional and lie? I mean, just flat out lie. Man, talking about George Floyd, George Floyd was lynched. He was lynched. No, he wasn't. No, he was not. Again, George Floyd was not even killed by Derek Chauvin. George Floyd died an hour later in the hospital of a combination of a drug overdose and heart disease. And again, man, you can look it up. That's what the autopsy states. But again, Jamal Bryant, the good preacher man from Georgia. He gonna tell you the way it is. No, it was not. He's not gonna tell you the way it is. He gonna tell you the way he wanted it to be. Again, George Floyd did not die, was not lynched by anyone. George Fentanyl Floyd died because of George Floyd, a career criminal. We locked up a good cop who did not kill him. We falsely locked up a good cop. Had a good record and many years of service to the community. What was George Floyd's service? A drug dealer? An assaulter? What was this? Again, guys, get your head out of your ass.
Thirdly, Rashad, it's unnerving that Target has branches at 27 college campuses, and not one of them is a HBCU. And so we're asking them to really fix it because we've invested too much. As one of the top 5 employers of Black people in the United States, as much money as we spend, they're not doing us a favor. They're operating in good partnership. Target is a multi-billion-dollar company. And since we have been in this fight, their stock has gone down by $13 a share. Their valuation has lost $2 billion. And so they realize that at the heartbeat of this is that Black people ever unify around economic justice, America will hold itself accountable.
They're in business to make money for their company and for their shareholders. That's what they're in business for. That's it. I know you want to, get all upset and say, well, they're not doing us a favor. They're not in business to. As a matter of fact, I think people are starting to wake up. These companies are starting to wake up and they're starting to realize, wait a minute. If we keep up this DEI crap, which is discrimination towards white men for the most part, we're going to lose. Because look at what just happened. Trump got elected. Not only not only did he win the electoral college, but he won the popular vote. People are sick and tired of the woke bullshit. And again, if we're discriminating against white people, they may not work too well for us in the future. And I think they'd be right, for pulling back. And they were wrong, and so was Amazon, so was Target, so was Walmart, for getting involved with it to begin with. But again, and then you're talking about, they're on all these different college campuses, but no HBCU. Well, guess what, man? Black people don't shop. They don't shop at Target. Again, 4%. So why in the hell would they open up a Target at Spelman College or whatever? They wouldn't. They wouldn't. If they want to make the most money they can make. If they're going to open up, okay, we got to open up one more store at the Calder campus this year. You're probably better off, again, going at a primarily white college. That's where you make the most money. Because white people shop there. Again, guys, man, why Why is making money racist? Why is doing the right thing racist? As far as discrimination towards one certain group of people. Why is that wrong? Why is again not doing a favor for the black community? Why is that wrong? See, that's when you really realize just how entitled you are, or you believe you are. When you sit there and you say, "Well, look, they're not doing us any favors. They're not here to. They are not here to do you favors at all." But hey guys, man, if you would please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Thanks. You son of a.